Good afternoon, Ross. Thank you for your check-in. Yeah, you did, so I could see if I could copy everything across. I just couldn't copy across the photos. I've always had problems with this, trying to either save them. You can't save them when they're on the online off of there, and I couldn't drag them across. So if you could send them to me, that would be ace. Yeah, man, straight back to it. Back in with it. Wicked time away. Yeah, same time next year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So, really good start. It's always kind of a good notion to how things are going to move on forward, to show that you kind of, especially after the Christmas period, you very much have just jumped back on track. There's not been any problems since Christmas, because sometimes it can obviously be a struggle where over the Christmas period our food... our food focus changes. So we change a lot for eating for social reasons rather than just eating due to hunger reasons. So the reasons that we eat change, and sometimes it can be quite hard to then get back into the normal notion of why we eat. Eating, when we're hungry to fuel performance, for body composition, rather than eating for social reasons, making memories, things like that. But you've had no loss of relationship with your food. You've able to enjoy the Christmas period and just return back to the normal quite nicely, and have a really good kickstart week as well. So overall, yeah, good start week. You've got another training session today, which is brilliant. Which we said in our habit goals, obviously trying to get 3 sessions in a week, which is great. Let me know what you're doing in these sessions. So it always interests me what people are doing with their training, how your running's going on. Because I know our running was always quite good, and you're improving all the time. So it's quite nice for you to let me in on how your running's going, because I like hearing about everyone's progress and how you're achieving. I'm not a runner, but it always impresses me how people just run and the distances that you run as well. So yeah, let me know about that. All things considered, pretty simple first week. As we said, it's just finding our routine post-Christmas, which you've done nicely. To suit the lifestyle of just getting back into work, getting into the swing of things, can be quite stressful because obviously we've had time off. And as you said, towards the end of the week might have been stressful. Yours doesn't seem too bad. I've had other clients who've really had a pretty stressful week after Christmas, but it's good for us. I think that stress levels have stayed low. You seem to have just kind of jumped back on board and just got straight into your routine, which you've helped. And that's a good positive in itself, because you found something that works, and it's a sheer sign that you can now sustain this for the future, because you found a routine that works. You just... Like now you're like, yeah, I've just got straight back into it, and it hasn't seemed too much of a problem. And you can see by, your consistency in the first week, your protein, your calories, your sleep, your steps, everything's just kind of back to where it was. And that almost makes it easier. It reduces stress rather than I know a lot of people, when they have a little break and then like, right, I'm going to do this, they do struggle to kind of get back into their original routine. I sometimes can be. Sometimes after I have like a little bit of time off, like I haven't tracked for a while, just over Christmas period, and I've obviously had the holiday. So sometimes some of us can struggle getting back into routine, but you've jumped in which is great, because it just means you just get results off the bat from that. First weeks, obviously we can always see a fast weight drops post-Christmas. So obviously there's going to be, all the things that cover us with less food in our system. We've reduced our calories, you drop water weight and carbohydrate. It's not a problem that it's gone off fast. You've kind of dropped nearly 2 kilos in the first week, but that's not a problem. It will steady itself out. It's always good to kind of drop in the first week, because it helps with motivation. And obviously, if we don't have that much to lose, going out fast out the gates isn't too much of a problem. We can keep the pace up where possible. You've been bang on with your calories, which is great. And that just makes it easier for me when looking over everything, because we can see, okay, we've lost this much. We can see roughly where our calories are. And then obviously every 2 weeks, what I'll do is I'll work out, right, how much we've lost, how much of a deficit we're in roughly, and then make adjustments from there. That'll be where, on the week, it'd be kind of bi-weekly that we make adjustments, because it allows us to see it. Also, just letting you know that every 4th week we'll have a schedule of phone calls, so just to catch up, find out how everything's going, how you're feeling it. If there's any questions that you want to ask me that perhaps you've thought about, it's always nice having a catch-up one-to-one, which is now what me and Hayden have incorporated with our coaching, because it's a good chance to, ask questions and just delve a little bit more in case our goals have changed or anything like that. What would be really great is, we can see our measurements, everything going, see our weight and everything going down. If you, as I said, send me the photos. If we could do measurements, I know we spoke about this briefly. I know it's a bit of a funny subject, but if you could, because you've definitely lost huge amounts, and it's our waist and hip measurements will be a nice little direct representation of kind of how you're losing. So it'd be nice to actually get that on board and have another variable that we can track and we can see where progress has been made. Again, activity's up nicely, which is good because it just means you can eat more. You know, you're doing, you know, this week you averaged 12,500 steps, which is great. That's a good, so that's more than I get in a day. You know, I usually stick to roughly the 10, although be it when I'm in a deficit, yes, 12. But you're well up there. You know, one of the days you've been hit 15,000, which is great. And it just means that you can eat more. You're getting in those extra sessions. 3 sessions now a week alongside having a good step count just means that you can diet down on more calories. And that for us makes just the journey a lot more enjoyable for us because we can eat more and still lose weight. And that, if we can keep our activity high and keep our output high, it just means our intake can stay that little bit higher as well. Yeah, habits are good. You've been drinking plenty of water. We can see that across the week. Sleep's been pretty good, to be fair, for us. 6:45. You know, you had said obviously a lack of sleep on Thursday. It was just around the 6-hour mark, but you know, you've hit above the 7s, you're above the 6s. 6 to 8 hours. It's not bad. It was only down because of stress levels on that one night. Apart from that, it's a pretty good start to the week. I'm really impressed. It's nice and simple. There's not been any confusions. We haven't tried to overcomplicate anything. You just aim for your calorie targets, nicely hit your protein, and everything just seems to have kicked off really good. And yeah, there's nothing really too much. Not going to make any adjustments or anything in the first one. But it's really good to see. It's good to see that you've just found it so much easier. I start my diet tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to plan my week ahead later this evening and then go from there. It's awesome. You've jumped back in. You know, you can tend, you're not too hungry as well because that can happen obviously in the first week. We can find signs of hunger where our hormones are kind of fighting against us because they know we're not eating as much as we need. But haven't seen signs of that. You haven't seemed to have too much of a problem. So if you can send me your progress photos, I can then add them into here. Habit goals, I know you consume your 2 litres, and then training, again, you were training today. So you've got that in there, no problemo. So yeah, everything is looking pretty sound. We are currently, I think you're still, yes you are, I need to sort that with Heather, you're still on the membership site. We are going to be uploading more content onto the membership site, so what we're going to do is work with our website developer, so you guys get an email when we upload new content, so you know where the new content is, so that you can get an email saying, new email on the nutrition lectures to do with post-workout nutrition or something, so you can then just find that, follow that, and go straight to the new content. Apart from that, Ross, solid first week, really impressed, nice and easy, you breezed it straight through, got back into your routine post-Christmas, which is always what I like to see clients do, because it shows that you've just maintained that good relationship with food. We're not kind of hung up on the whole just eating for society, for socializing reasons. You know, we're now eating for body composition purposes, and everything looks pretty sound. Apart from that, I hope you've had a nice week. Again, any questions, just message me. I'm always text message away. And yeah, no adjustments. And we'll see how the week goes. If anything needs planning ahead or anything like that, said not applicable this week. So yeah, let's just have a solid week, and then we'll make adjustments if necessary. It might be that we can get a few more calories in us, maybe eat a bit more, add an extra snack or something, which will be quite nice. We kind of always want to try and diet down as many calories as possible really throughout. So it's always helpful. Apart from that, boss, take care, and I look forward to speaking to you in the near future. Take care. See you later, Ross. Bye-bye.